What is happening, guys, man? I just want to say it is good to be back. It has been a minute, fellas. I'm not going to lie. But today, man, I am going to talk about the Cowboys. What in the world is going on with them? I've been keeping up with the NFL lately like crazy. And man, oh man, it just seems like the Cowboys, they just keep losing. CD Lamb, he got hurt versus the Falcons on Sunday. His shoulder is hurt. And did y'all see Dak Prescott? He threw the ball. Nobody was near him, and he grabbed his wrist. And now he is hurt. And it just seems like the downfall is just going down, man. The injuries are piling up, and the losses are starting to pile up. So the Dallas Cowboys, man, they are having issues. On Sunday afternoon, they just added injury after injury. The thing is, they lost to the Falcons, 27-21. Dak Prescott described the team afterward as an obviously, very frustrated and obviously disappointment, thought they could get this set up for them. But, my whole thing, like the Cowboys, man, they just, they're struggling, man. So they're 3-5 on the season. So it's not a good look, With me thinking about this, the thought of the Cowboys could end their second 2-game losing streak of the season, despite the Falcons coming into the game with a 5-3. Now the Falcons with the win, now they are 6-3. Winners of the 4 of their last 5 games with the Falcons. So, this was a Falcons team that can run the ball. They got an elite quarterback, man. So the thing is, they just got to get it together. The Cowboys suffered their first 3-game losing streak really since 2020. This is like a franchise that is known for winning. They are America's team, and it might be time to dismantle the team slowly, but we'll just have to see. They're 3-5, so they are 3.5 games behind the surging Washington Commanders, man. The Commanders are rolling with Jaden Daniels at the helm. The Washington Commanders in the NFC East and about to, to touch with their playoff ambitions, knowing up next are the 6-2 Eagles, the 6-3 Texans, and the 7-2 Commanders. So the thing is, the Cowboys have no room for error, and they are this close for their season to be done. And already now having lost their 3 past games with records of 7-1 Detroit, 4-2 Francisco, and 6-3 now Atlanta, as I said, combined record of 17-8. This just seems like destiny. They're not going to make the playoffs this year. I was watching the Lions absolutely dismantling the Packers this weekend. Now for the injury component for the insulting loss, Prescott, he has a hamstring strain is what they said, so the thing is, once serious enough to miss the entire fourth quarter, wanting to return from something he said he never felt before after being tackled, and then really unable, man, to put anything into his pass attempt. But when asking the medical staff, he was in jeopardy. So, but, he never did come out. So, so far this season with the Cowboys, man, it just hasn't been enough heading into Game 8. Playing without Micah Parsons, Deron Bland, they got DeMarcus Lawrence, Marshawn Nealon, Sam Williams, and Brandon Cooks, and almost Trevon Diggs, and now CD Lamb is helped. It just seems like this team is just falling apart week by week, so injuries are playing like a huge role with these Cowboys. Saying this is one of those, we'll see injuries. Dak needed an MRI yesterday to determine how serious a strain really is, although, the QB1 did not state just before leaving the interview. So, he categorized it as a no big deal. So, but on the other hand, for their elite receiver and CD Lamb, the shoulder, the right AC joint strain that he had and needed of an MRI yesterday as well. So I think he may be out for some time. So, the Cowboys just need to focus on winning, getting back to a winning record, as they have an elite quarterback, but the thing is how these injuries will stack up against them. So, it seems the Cowboys are playing the whack-a-mole with their problems this season. Usually in their losses, they've been able to run the football well. In this game, they ran for 137 yards or around there. So, the thing is, usually in these losses, teams have, really rampart over the Cowboys' opponents, averaging, 212 yards a game he had. But, in this one, he held the Falcons to 100 yards, 3 yards per carry through B. Johns, added 59 yards receiving to his 86 rushing. So, usually they turn the red zone into the dead zone in these losses, converting those possessions inside the 20 into touchdowns over the first 7 games at really 42% rate, rankings dead last or almost dead last in the NFL. But, however, so the thing is the Cowboys, they need to get it together because they're 3-5 and teams are only getting better and better, the first possession, of the third quarter of this game, down only 14-10. The Cowboys were facing 4th and 2 from their own 38, and they had to punt, and then the Falcons scored, making it a 21-point game. So the thing is, the Cowboys got to get it together. So as bad as 3-5 as it looks, getting wiped out by New Orleans and Detroit, the Cowboys have now lost 3 games by 3. And 6-6 again. So we'll just have to see really how good this team really truly can be. If we just have to say if all these Dak Prescott comes back, CD Lamb comes back, but that shoulder strain looked pretty bad. He was grimacing it pretty well. So I'm just trying to see because it's going to be tough for them. I really think their season might be over. If you are a Cowboys fan, I am sorry, but your season might be over. As you know, I said it plenty of times, I'm a Falcons fan. I've dealt with Desmond Ridder. He's on the Raiders now. So we finally have a decent QB, but man, I keep watching the Cowboys and they can't get it together. I'm really thinking, should they make a rebuild for the Cowboys? Is the really question I'm asking myself, because Jerry Jones, he keeps saying, oh, we're going to be fine. We're going to be this year in and year out, saying the same thing every year. We are a championship team every year. They get to the playoffs like last year, and then they get bounced out of the first round, I believe is what it was. And you really have to think, like, if you cannot get over injuries, you cannot succeed in this league. You have to have healthy guys and best in their health to make sure that this does not happen. Look at Tua, for example. Tua got hurt with concussions. They said his career might be over, but he's come back, did his thing, but he took an L on this game back. So I just got to say, if you cannot succeed with an unhealthy quarterback, your best wide receiver is out, I honestly believe this season just might be over for the Cowboys, as they have to look into our next season. And if they lose this coming up week and lose this one 3-6, you just might crush your playoff hopes out of the window. It's not like they're in the division like the Falcons were, where the Buccaneers won last division with like a 7 or 8 game win record. But the thing is, we'll just have to see if they can turn it around, because the Bengals, they started out like 1-5. Now they're 4-5, but they got the Ravens Thursday night. So we'll just see how if the Bengals can get back into action, get the 500 game. But they got the Ravens. But you never know. The Ravens team, man, you never know. They lost to the Browns and then they demolished the Broncos. So, but Cincinnati's trying to get back on track. But hey, it's going to be an extremely good game. And let's just see, what do you guys think is wrong with the Cowboys? Or do they need a rebuild or not? Let me know in the comments, man. And hey, this has been a good one, man. And I appreciate everyone that watches, man. And we're going to keep consistently uploading, man. And we're back into action, man. Let's go.